Welcome to the Bluegrass family. This is Cassie, and today we're going to make a slow cooker apple butter in Memaw's kitchen. Memaw is actually my mom, and that's what my kids call her. She's making quite a big batch of apple butter today, between 10 and 12 pounds of Fuji apples that she got from the Amish store. This is a really simple recipe, and we will be sharing recipes like this once a month from her kitchen. If you all are interested in videos like this, please like and subscribe, and I hope you all enjoy.
Okay, so at this point we're just going to go ahead and just slice the apples up into the crock pot. We have all of the apples peeled, sliced, cored, all that good stuff, and we just cut them into like these sizes. They don't have to be exact. The crock pot is full, and it looks like I said earlier, a ton of apples, but as this cooks down, it'll be like way less, like a fourth of that. So what we're gonna do, now I doubled this, so this is somewhere between probably 10 and 12 pounds of apples. So I'm gonna double my recipe, what I'm using here. So that's gonna be 2 cups of white sugar. And then 2 cups of brown sugar. We've got our white sugar in, our brown sugar in. Now we're going to add in the spices. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. Close enough. It's 1 tablespoon, and then we're going to do 1 more. Cloves will be half a teaspoon. Nothing smells better than these cloves. Oh, I love it. We're going to do the nutmeg, and that's going to be 1 full teaspoon of nutmeg. I know a lot of people only like things like this in the fall of the year, but it's really something that is just never goes out of season. Apple butter is delicious all year long. So it's a little bit hard to stir because it's so full, but that's fine. In just a couple of hours, it will have cooked down enough to where you can start stirring more. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give it another stir. At this point, this has been cooking for roughly around 5 or 6 hours, and it is really starting to cook down really good at this point. And it has a lot of juices in it right now, but this is exactly what you want it to look like at this point. And believe it or not, we still have another probably around 5-6 hours left for it to keep cooking. And again, this juice here, the last little bit, will kind of cook away. So don't be thinking that, oh my gosh, this is going to be like apple soup, because it's not going to. It will thicken up. So we've got that stirred good. We'll put the lid back on and wait another hour or 2 and give it another stir. Come over here by the apples. One of the reasons that I like to keep apple butter on hand is right here. This is my dad, Russell Gibson. Say hi. Oh. And he loves to eat apple butter. He likes to eat it on his biscuits, and he likes to eat it like applesauce too. So we just like to keep it cooked up so that he can have that also.
Does it smell good, Papaw?
You want to smell it?
Can you smell it?
I ain't got much smell.
Yeah.
Do you not?
Well, it smells good.
Amazing. So at least you can taste good, so that's a good thing. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take the top off. This has been cooking for 10 hours now. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to go ahead and add in 2 tablespoons of the pure vanilla extract. If you're making just a regular batch of this with the 5 to 6 pounds of apples, of course you would just use 1 tablespoon, but I doubled that, so we'll be using 2. Go ahead and do that. And now we'll just give it a good stir. So there is a lot of juice still in here, but like I said, we're going to leave the lid off. We're going to cook it another 2 hours on high, and that will take care of a lot of this juice, and there will be just enough left at that point for us to use the Immersion blender and give it a nice consistency for the apple butter. But when we first started, the apples were all the way up to the top, and now, if you can see, I don't want to spill it, they are cooked down to where they're basically about right to there. So, but that's still going to make a lot of apple butter. Once we use the Immersion blender and get that all done, this will still turn out a very good batch of apple butter. We are back to complete this apple butter. It is the next day, life happens, and so what happened last night was the camera battery died. So we weren't able to go ahead and finish it last night, but the beauty of this is you can do things like this. We just halted the process on it last night. We're picking back up today. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and puree these apples, get everything ready for it to be finished, and then at that point, after it cools, we'll go ahead and bag it and label it and stick it in the freezer. But right now, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and puree it. Finished here, and I went ahead and made some breakfast for supper to go with it. Put some apple butter on the biscuit. You can see how good and rich that is. It's delicious. Now I will tell you that after I finished it, I tasted it and it needed a little bit more of the spices, so I added a little bit more cinnamon, a little bit more nutmeg, and a little bit more cloves. And then it was a little bit on the sweet side because I used only Fuji apples this time, so they're pretty sweet. So it's a little bit too sweet for my liking, so I just added a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice, and that helped cut the sweetness a lot. So of course we're gonna eat it with our breakfast, but the rest of it, which it made this large bowl full, I'll be freezing in these individual freezer bags. And I just like to put enough for just like what we're gonna have for supper tonight, and then enough to have with the leftover biscuits the next day. I just push out all of the air from the bag. Put in as much, of course, as you will use at a time, but this is about enough for us for supper, and then to have a little bit extra for biscuits the next day. Once it's thawed, you can use it immediately, and then what you don't use, you can refrigerate, and it'll stay good in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks, and it will stay good in the freezer for about 3 to 5 months. So it keeps for a good long time, and it tastes delicious even at that point whenever that you take it out. So I hope you guys enjoy the apple butter.
Thank you all so much for watching today. We appreciate you guys. We hope that you enjoy this recipe, and let us know in the comments if you make this apple butter, and if you like it. We would love for you to subscribe to our channel and like and follow along. We will share many more videos along the way. We hope you all have a wonderful day.